Welcome back to FNS 19. Today's episode, we will be recapping the presidential debate.
My campaign plans to completely reform the immigration system where we are allowing a lot more people from other countries move into the United States, be able to work, and be able to become citizens and benefit our economy. But in order to do that, we need to secure the border that we have right now. And that means putting up barriers, putting an end to illegal immigration to make sure that our country can actually take these hardworking people.
Now you see, the problem with that is the only reason that we have such high rates of illegal immigration is because people can't get in legally. A lot of the problem is that illegal immigrants simply just don't have the time or don't have the money to get in legally. What we need to do is expand our immigration and customs. If we expand our immigration and customs, other than some lackluster, like security theater, which we see with like our airports and everything looks so fancy, but it's really not. It's all.
I have a question for you. So wouldn't expanding a program just make it more convoluted, more confusing, and inherently more slow? Like having a large program does not make it speed up.
No, you're right.
The problem there is that not that immigrants are applying legally and getting denied, it's a problem that they're coming in illegally.
So we
Why
need
would they come in
to.
illegally if they had a faster route to get in legally?
Exactly.
A lot of the times they can't do it,
Okay, but
and we also don't have great refugee programs.
For our country to take in legal immigrants, we got to make sure that we can actually control who's getting in. If we cannot fix our immigration system.
Well, I think it's a well-known fact that most people get in through ways that are actually illegal, and the problem is that we don't have enough funding to border patrol agents that actually
What
discover
is your definition of border? Because there can be many different, like
And
borders
people
and
who work on
physical
the border
borders,
to
or
control
borders as an
immigration.
actual.
Border is like the entrance to the country.
Well, school shootings are a very complex issue. Now, some might say we need more gun control. It's not just as simple as taking away someone's AR-15 or as simple as restricting rights to a handgun. Like surveys have shown, students have only been more stressed out by school and school-related activities than ever before. What we need is a safer school environment. We need more teachers in the school environment for a more one-on-one kind of education.
I'd like to add that one of the best things I think we can do that a lot of candidates have not touched upon is actually increasing the funding for school counselors. A lot of the problem with these school shooters is that they don't really have any place to turn to when they feel in those dark places. I think that by increasing funding for counselors, hiring more counselors, and by focusing on the mental health of our students, we can prevent tragedies like this from occurring.
We, as well as them, would love to focus on the mental health of the young people in our country, because like I've said before, everything starts from the ground up, and the students and the educators and everyone who's being educated, to be educated well in a safe environment. We'll agree with the Second Amendment and the right to bear arms, but we also believe that having a 48-hour waiting period for guns and eliminating automatic guns, and maybe having a restriction on cartridges would really slow down the possibility of having school shootings.
People who commit those acts have been known to be, most of them have been proven mentally ill. Focusing more on that than on like the physical guns themselves, we feel like it eliminates the greater part of the problem of the kids being mentally unstable and then committing these acts rather than focusing on the tools they're using to kill people.
And there are like racks of guns on the walls because there are illegal ways to get guns through. Previously that I am pro-life, and that would be correct. However, there are obviously some exceptions to this. We don't support cases like incest or rape or maternal rape or anything like that.
The idea that a woman should not have to be told by the government whether or not she can legally keep her child if she doesn't want to.
You said that the woman should have a right to their lives, but at the same time, the baby, as it is developing, it is its own life biologically.
And I'd also like to add on that, the
Well,
matter of
I mean, he was
privacy.
asking me a question, so if I could respond, that would be.
Sure.
Alright, so to respond, it's unethical. Everyone has different ethical standards. At the end of the day, it's the woman's right to choose whether she wants to extend her ethical boundaries to include that sort of thing.
Okay, so I have a question for you. So you say she can just expand her ethical boundaries, but can you just expand your ethics and this is permissible for murder? Because you haven't really contested the claim that the fetus is a life. You'd rather just said that, oh, the women can choose because the government can't tell you what to do.
Well, even if it is alive, it's growing inside of a person, and that person has the right to choose whether or not they want to allow it to continue. It's not like she's holding a baby in a crib and has a pillow over it. It's growing inside her. She has the choice whether or not to.
And I would agree with that, Max. Right to privacy, I don't think would apply here.
One, right to privacy isn't in the Constitution, it's implied in the 14th Amendment. You can define a life after a certain amount of time, even if it is in the womb. And so,
Alright, if you can't define a life, then I don't see what the issue is of the woman choosing whether or not to have a child.
okay, if you can define a life, then it definitely is an issue on abortion. Because if you can define when it is a life, then you can't have an abortion
Didn't you
after
just
that.
say you can't define whether
No, I
or
said
not
you
to
can define a life, that's why it's objective, not subjective.
have experience being pregnant, since we're men, but. Excuse me, I forgot.
Canada.
We have-
I think
I haven't been pregnant.
I think that's in
I'm not the people who are asking me this question, since no one else wants to ask each other questions apparently. Everyone who has thus far believed in the pro-life side of the argument, I don't think has ever had to experience, or I know for a fact that they've never had to experience being pregnant before.
Well, how do you know that for a fact, Max?
I really like to think that women have the right to choose whether they should have a child or not. We do think that maybe it isn't morally or ethically correct in every scenario.
If they pay money for a greener environment, for cleaner energy, that's a real solution. If we incentivize companies to not only invest in cleaner energy.
Parts of our campaign is solving climate change. We believe support government action to limit our waste that we produce and other things to help protect the environment. I think a good solution to helping the environment, like I said earlier, is something like the carbon tax. But in addition to that, it doesn't necessarily have to be taxes. It can be just government programs designed to help the environment in any number of ways. At the end of the day, you can incentivize companies all you want, but they're always going to choose the most profitable option because that's what capitalism is about.
And you're right.
Where are we getting the money to incentivize?
Exactly. We can't incentivize companies to switch over to
I
new
do
forms of
agree in your
electricity.
stances, but I do believe the way you're going about it is slightly flawed.
Well,
Because the way that you can really make the government thrive with it is to use the things that you already have to your advantage and add to them, rather than actually taking money and incentivizing, because incentivizing, when push comes to shove, they probably don't need those incentives if they're a big company. The biggest issue is
but-
that people aren't educated. People aren't educated in how climate change can affect our world as a whole, and that some people don't believe in it.
And you're right.
So
But-
our biggest-
Breaking news! We just received some insider information.
on some 2020 candidates.
The following clips are actual recordings from a candidate's campaign team.
So we were passing by the Jackson campaign, and they shook Max's hand, right? And Tommy said, "Now I need to wash my hands." Right after he shook Max's hand, Thomas, and then I followed up with, "Do you think Max is beneath you because of his race?" And he responded with exactly whatever. His whole school is white, anyways. Ooh. We also heard the Jackson campaign talking, and we overheard them say that we should have a genocide against all liberals, and that is from Thomas W. Jackson, your presidential campaign, and I don't think that's a very good candidate.
What are your thoughts in being put to the side in the debate about abortion, being you're the only woman running?
I mean, I felt like it was an important topic that I should have talked about a lot more. But as far as the other candidates went, I feel like they maybe didn't put their best foot forward while debating because they got very emotional. So I felt like it actually was in my benefit to not speak, considering they were twisting every word everyone was saying.
Didn't get enough time to elaborate on school shootings. We'll give you the time now.
I believe that mental health plays a big role in a lot of these school shootings. That a lot of most of these school shooters, they have very poor mental states and don't have really a home, and I believe that counseling will better help. And I understand that guns need to be kept out of the hands of these minors, but at the same time, there's regulations in place, and that what's the effect of adding more regulations if they're already breaking the law in most of these cases? We need better enforcement. That's the thing.
Okay, so in your debate, you talked about increasing funding for school counselors. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, sure. So, like I said in the debate, one of our main focuses is on improving education in this country, and a big tenet of that is school counseling. So, for example, in my old school, there was one counselor for 2 entire grade levels. That's unacceptable. A good thing that we should be doing is increasing the amount of counselors that there are per grade level and improving their funding so more people are incentivized to become counselors so that we have more opportunities to improve the mental health of our students.
Okay, so you talked a lot about the school shooting topic. How are you planning to improve these schools and make them safer?
See, there really is no silver bullet to school shootings. The one thing I can say is that these guns obviously should not be in the hands of minors. And so by any means, we plan to get the guns out of the hands of minors. That's the way we're gonna help prevent these school shootings. I think a lot of the mental health background checks, although a lot of it is true, some of it is pseudoscience, and that the notion that you can just have like a mental health background check to solve all issues really isn't true. And so I think we need, first and foremost, a little bit more regulation on how you're supposed to maintain your guns. We see a lot of times that school shootings are caused because there's guns stored in the house, and the kid decides to take them from their dad's wall or off the dad's wall. And so we need to be a little bit more stricter on how we're supposed to store our guns. And I think that'll help solve a chunk of it. As far as the other ways go, I'll have to meet with my team and meet with some of the members of my party to maybe talk about some policy and some figures. But for now, I think the number one thing we can do is keep the guns out of the hands of the people who are going to do bad things with them.
What are your thoughts on cutting Social Security?
So I believe something similar to some of my other candidates believe in slowly taking out Social Security, increasing age limit, things like that, and because there's a ton of people that are dependent on it, and we need to get rid of that because a lot of people see it as a separate source of income, and it's designed to help people who are more struggling, and it really isn't used in the way it was properly designed, and has become a great hindrance in our economy and overall stability of our nation, especially when it comes to things like national debt, and it will only continue to keep taking up more money in our debt. So we should start planning and then act in 2 phases out now rather than later.